So welcome back to the game, everybody. It's nice to see everybody again. Oh, I need something over here. Yes. So returning back to the land of Waterdeep, followed a dungeon, got twisted around, got smashed around a bit, but eventually you came to the door that it seemed everything was leading you towards. And we flip you over to this one. Flip you over to that one. And if you remember last week, you had Snapper, I think, just peeked through the doorway there, and you had a voice saying, Qrosk, we have much to talk about. Why didn't you come in? Okay. So you see Qrosk open the door, and the first thing, Qrosk, you remember that that magnet stuff that was throwing you around? Probably nobody will see anything yet, but if you give me just a second. So as soon as you open the door, Qrosk, you get flung into the room and land right there. I assume you can see it now, Qrosk? Okay. So Qrosk opens the door and whoop, he gets sucked in, and you see him slam onto the table that I showed you last week. What are the rest of you doing? Okay, so I'll drag everybody in. Oh, that's true. I'll put you in, but feel free to reshuffle yourself. Who am I missing? Snapper, I don't think I've done. And Ballon. Okay, so, whoops. And finally, oh, Ballon is there. So let me know if you're not in the room. And this voice you're hearing, by the way, it is not an audible voice. It is coming directly into your skull. And you see these creatures up here. And even without an insight check, you can tell there's something slightly mysterious behind their eyes, like they're not quite there. It's almost like, you talk to someone who's overly religious and they just look slightly to the left of your eyes or slightly to the right of your eyes, and it's quite off-putting. That type of thing. You get the impression that they're not quite all there. And you're pretty sure that this gentleman up here, who, once again, the voice is just beaming directly into head. It is great that we've finally discovered you at last. Much like you'd be on a hospital bed, flat on your back. I mean, you can try and get off if you like. Okay, make me a strength check. First roll of the night, always indicative. Oh! All my plans go up in smoke. So you managed to wrench yourself on. You're still like fairly attracted by the spots, and you hear the voice in your head say, Qrosk, that is not how we do it here. Seal him to the table. And these two guys come up, and with advantage, they roll a strength check of a natural 20 for a 23. Take that right back at you. Sure. Well, they've got a hold of Qrosk. It's we're gonna do this. That might not be a factor, but let's roll in for initiative anyway, because sometimes these things matter. Oh, natural 20 to screw the DM's plans. Seriously, I do love it. This is the cool thing about D&D, right? When unexpected things happen. So see Qrosk wrench himself off the table, and the this guy says, "Bring him back to the table." And these two guys grab it. We'll say they happen. That's the first thing that happens. Now they got hold of Qrosk. They haven't put him back on the table. Balin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Balin could hear it. Yep. Okay. 17 and a 17. Miss. The 23 does hit. Okay, so it thumps into his back. And is that your turn? This creature comes right next to you, and what is he raising? I think it's a longsword he's wielding. Yeah, I'd say it's a great sword, and it's silver in color. And he raises it above you with a readied action, and he's like just holding it there, getting ready to swipe. And you hear the voice of the Mindflayer. You know there's no need for this. Sure, Qrosk has questions. What say I turn off the talk? That he wanders over to here, presses some type of button, and all these lightning things turn off. And you'd no longer feel the magnetic pull, Qrosk. So, shall we talk? Or do we need to come to blows? Because one way or another, Qrosk, getting one. Is anybody going to attack? Go. Snapper. What does Snapper do? Interesting idea. Okay, so first of all, make a sleight of hand check to see if you can do it without being noticed. So I think 20, dirty 20. So so no one notices you trying to investigate it, but now make an investigation check as you slyly look at it. So the high rolls tonight. You think you could deactivate it. In your estimation, it would take 3 rounds to do it, and kind of would involve putting daggers or other sharp objects in these 3 particular spots. But it would take 3 rounds to do it. Okay. Well, that was your investigation to work out how to do it, so you can't do that this round. Okay. This knight comes over here. Prepares an action. Syed. Okay. Qrosk. They've let you go. They'll let you go and you don't feel magnetically drawn to here. Wow. Okay, so I assume everybody is kind of just getting ready, apart from Snapper, who's you're going to try and slyly deactivate the screen beam. Yep. Is that correct, Snapper? Yep. Okay. So we'll let the conversation run for a little bit, and then we'll give you some sleight of hands and investigation checks just to see how this plays out. Sure. Yep. I think we're okay. So we're effectively out of initiative order. So feel free to shuffle yourself around. And in here is a humanoid body. It looks halfway between this thing and halfway between some other humanoid. Like, you can't say it looks exactly like this, but it bears a passing resemblance to that. And it's you see it just swaying slightly in the liquid. So you have questions? Yes, that was me. Well, let me tell you. It rose up. We once ruled the embodiment. We were in charge of everything until the dirty gift stole it from us. And with that, you see him gesturing towards these things here. Stole from us. Snapper, sleight of hand and thieves' tools check, please. Okay, you jam one dagger in here, and no one has appeared to have noticed you. Let's just check. Okay, yep. It's through the universe till the dirty gets stolen from us. But we searched to give us that extra edge that could elevate and spark us to greater levels so we could reclaim the multiverse, which is ours by right. We sought it out for centuries and centuries. Finally, we found out who would have thought that the lowly race of and you, Qrosk, you hold that spark you wanted. Something more. Snapper? Ooh, rolling well. Stick and dagger type things jammed in. This elevate us. God would like to live. Now we come to the end of things at last. I have a question for you, Qrosk. Why don't you come and join us? You'll be as a god and you'll rule with us as rulers of the universe. You can give everything you want to your people. You can save the life of your friends around you. You can bring back the dead. For some reason, the Mindflayer stares towards Syed. You could bring back the dead. Rule as a god. Sure, sure. 15. Oh, no. Let me just check one thing here. Okay. So. Here are the facts you know, Qrosk. Actually, make me a history check. Ah. Did Zoom just crap out for everybody? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry, my screen went like static, like from a static television there for a second, but it's back now. So here are the facts you know. History check. Yeah, with a 19 history check, you know that the basis of what he is saying is true. That the Ithalids did in fact rule the universe at one point because of their immense mind control power. Like they could make anybody do anything. What they've and it's also true that these people here, the Githyanki, they did rise up and take control of they eventually became so adept at resisting the mind control that they came up and overthrew the Mindflayers, which has led to the Mindflayers now no longer ruling the world. You know the Mindflayers want nothing more than to rule the multiverse again. So all that is striking true. You're not entirely sure is what he's saying is true, though you're tending to believe him. You believe that he believes this, at the very least. We didn't know it was you that we wanted. We knew that really that curse upon the lizard folk. One would rise to the top like cream. You were the one who rose to the top, Qrosk. That is how we drew you out. It's a small price to pay for godhood. Can join with me and become a god. He could bring his people back if he choose. And he could also bring back daughters. He says and looks directly at Syed. It would cost Qrosk nothing. You would become a god. With this machinery here around me. What will hurt? Change is always hurtful. But when he transcends, he'll be so much greater. He will be Qrosk. Snapper? Keeping all this in mind, what do you do? Okay, so you jam this up. The electricity is no longer full. Well, keep in mind that the electricity was off. So there's no noticeable change to this device. No one's noticed you jamming pitons and daggers and all sorts of things around here. But in your opinion, the machine will no longer work. Of course, the only person who knows this is Snapper. So just keep that in mind when you're making your decisions. Only Snapper knows. And Snapper knows, and in Snapper's opinion, the machine is now no longer working. So, Qrosk, why would you say no to Godhood? We have the vessel. Okay. The Mindflayer says, no, why do you need to be a god yourself? Okay, so what exactly are you asking? Sure. Mm. Well, you can, of course, technically cast it twice, but there's that 25% chance that you'll get a random reading. So if you want to ask 2 questions, you'd have to ask it twice. You cast the spell twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't get an and, unfortunately. Yeah. Just so you're about to say and then the next question, right? But that would be a next question. But Qrosk, this is on you, my friend. So that's the question. Has to be a specific goal, event, or activity. So I assume it's like, if I sacrifice myself, will it bring balance to the universe? Who do you worship, Qrosk? Who are you talking to right now? You can just leave it as vague as that, like a nature entity. Okay, so you sit down there and you start praying to the nature force that you know is out there, even in this. You just feel the weird energy in this place. If nothing else, you're hearing this strange voice in your head, and your picture goes back. Your mind goes back to the grove where you grew up, with plentiful trees and flowers and nature and all sorts of good things that you like in life. The beauty of nature, the flowers, the trees, the acorns, the flies, the toad, the beautiful swamp, the the good memories you have of eating your uncle, whose last words to you was, "Do not waste my body, Qrosk." That's a lizard folk things, right? And then you see, look across this, and you see a big storm coming, and it just rolls across the swamp in your village, destroying everything in its path. Trees are uprooted, flowers are gone, and your uncle's body just turns to ash and scatter. Everything is bleak, and you look up and you see above everything this weird tentacle face with the tentacles reaching out and sucking into the earth itself and sucking out its goodness. I'll let you decide if that's good or bad. It's a lot more fun doing it that way than saying, "Oh, bad things will happen." Oh, what is it? For some reason, I feel obliged to put the initiative order up at this point. Sure, yes. Feel free to shuffle yourself around. Of course, I get a shuffle as well, though. One is definitely going out. Two, in fact, are definitely going to stand around Qrosk. What do you got, Qrosk? How are you going to kick this thing off? Oh, what are you conjuring? This old friend. Okay, so that's your action to do it, and it gets its own initiative order, correct? So, we'll treat that as a surprise round, as Qrosk kicking that off. And now, Roland. Qrosk. Giving up on godhood. Okay, so let me check. 1, 2. Oh, missed 1, 2. This guy needs to roll in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Kane, what are you doing? It's a terrible roll. Okay, let's get some. All right. So, Qrosk seemingly wanting to turn up godhood itself, he turns on it and a giant constrictor goes into place. Snapper, you're up. Hey. So 12. This doesn't even connect. Armor doesn't come into it. And the snake narrowly twists its way around it. No damage done. Joseph. Yep. Perfect. Uh-huh. Okay. So one of these Githyanki knights turns... This is one between the snake and Qrosk. Oops. What are you doing to me, roll 20? Come here, get Yankee Knight. There we go. And it turns toward Qrosk. And it brings out this massive silver greatsword and slashes once down at Qrosk for a 19. That's 14 slashing and 12 psychic damage, so a total of 26 damage. And then he brings it down again, slashing across. Comes back again, rolls a 28 for another 22 points of damage, Qrosk. Ooh, if it's a concentration spell for the snake, then yes. 2 of them. Nope. So what happens to the snake? Oh, okay. So that this carves massive chunks out of Qrosk. Keep in mind there's 4 of these guys. Qrosk. Ooh, nice. Into boom. So we'll just move you off to the side here, your main character. Yeah, perfect. So that's your action. Yep. Technically the ape could move. Interesting. Now that's not good as concentration. So how does that work? Okay. But we'll put a little concentration check on the giant ape. Okay, Bellin. Okay. Okay. Hits. Yeah, 27 hits. All those 3 hits. I guess this is technically a new combat, so we'll let you do that. Okay. Ouch. Pressed it. Ah! Wrong button. That's 14. Okay. That your turn? Okay. Now the other knights. This one is going to go for Syed, actually. So, once again, you see this massive silver greatsword star. Is it going to do that? Yes, it is. Going to slash down once for 14 side. Ah, it's terrible. Swings again with the greatsword. Rolls a 17. Okay, you shield it. Glances off, no damage done. And then it's going to vamp over here. Okay, you see it? You can't. It doesn't move there. It almost teleports over there. So this weird gate opens and it steps into and it reappears over here. No attack of opportunity, unfortunately. This one is going to go for Joseph. So we'll see how these mirror images play out. Comes with the first great sword. Whoosh! What was it? 27. So what do we roll for? What does that mean? Okay, so you take 14 slashing and 10 psychic. That means your 3 mirror images still remain though? Not concentration. Okay, and once again, whoosh. What was it? 19. So that hits. Okay, so I'll just change your red circle to say 2. So one of your duplicates goes down. And then it's going to do the same thing. A bamf over here. Okay, Syed. Yeah, I saw you measuring stuff out before, so I knew something like this was coming. Oh my goodness. Okay, and what does that do? I'll lock that down to the map layer. Is it concentration? Okay. So, creature moves spell for the first time. Constitution saving throw. Well, let's do these gifts first. Constitution saving throws. Get a +5 to this. So, oh, natural 1, 19, 23, and 24. So I think that means one of them fails. Okay, so let's say it's this guy over here, since he's right in it. So he gets a point of exhaustion. Okay, do you want to roll damage? $26. 18. 13 and 13. Okay. All right, that's your turn. Okay. So, now it's the Mindflayer's turn at last. He needs to make another saving throw, doesn't he? Is it Constitution? What's the DC? It was a 17. Okay, got it. Steps out of it. Now you see him take a bonus action and he drinks something. Hand time. So he drinks something. Oops. It's a healing potion. You've seen them before. He's downing a healing potion for his bonus action. And then he is going to Kane. Mr. Kane. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw? 15. I can tell you the DC. Let me copy and paste what the DC was. It's a spell. Okay. What level are you casting it at? Okay. It's a 8th level spell. So has it what roll do you need to make? You need to make a d20 plus your spell casting modifier, is that right? Hmm. Oh, Kane, do you have an inspiration? Nope, no sharing. Okay, we'll get to Kane in a second when it's his turn. Nope, he's going to stay exactly where he is. This guy down here is going to step around Kane and attack Balin with a silver greatsword. Roll was a 16 and another 16. Oh man, I just plucked Qrosk on the first row, then I'm running crap since then. Kane, your mind is not your own. You are now fighting for the Mindflayers. I think in this position, your bro. Yeah, I think you need to attack Balin there, Kane. Oh! Are you? Yeah, you can. You can. Hey, just roll damage for that anyway. Okay, so just roll for the Azure Edge again. Just make an attack. It won't count though. Just to get it off the auto crit thing. Yeah, so roll damage for that one. 14. So 14 damage to Balin. And I believe you have a second attack there, Mr. Kane. You don't want to do that, but it's not up to you. I'm 90% sure Balin isn't fiend or undead. Another 12 points of damage. All right, so yeah, that's Kane, and you're going to continue to wail onto Balin unless otherwise instructed. Snapper. Okay. Oh, okay. Hmm. So yeah, you're doubling your sneak. Yep. So what's the? No, 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 no. goes down. Well, who was it? Balin did a real number on him with his triple shot, then a crit, plus this sphere of death thing. Yeah. So well done. Nope. So Snapper, is that your turn? You're going to stay there? Oh, yes, that's true. Joseph. Hello? Yep, Joseph. Make an insight check. And with a 10, you don't know. Hard to pick up on his... Awesome. We ruled he was in it last time. Technically, it's this black line here. That's the edge of it. Sure. Bringing out the big guns. Bringing out the big guns. Oh, man, stop it! Stop it! Okay. So let's take out the 26. Anytime you roll dice, it gets damaged. So to answer your question, yes. The only thing that doesn't get doubled on a crit is if you got a +5 strength or something. That doesn't get doubled. So that's another 19. He's still up. That hits. These guys are heavily armored, but you have rolled well. Okay. Okay. So, Constitution saving throw side. He rolls a 21, so he takes 10 points of damage and isn't exhausted. And he is going to bamf over right next to you, Syed. And it's going to take 2 great sword attacks. Rolls an 18. Has it come back round to you again? Oh, for counter spell. Was it? Oh, okay. Yep, so you take 14 slashing and 5 psychic. He's going to swing at you again. Hits again for 17 slashing and 13 psychic. Still up? Ooh. Syed has surprisingly high hit points for a magic user. Jump across. Qrosk. Qrosk. Donkey Cross. I'll take that one. All right. Love it. Glances off his armor, no damage, and kind of parries it with his sword. He just slides to the left. Okay, Balin. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. So that's your bonus action. So you can disengage, no problem. Yep. But then finish up here. Sure. Yeah. Okay, make your shots. Roll damage for that first one. Just a 12. Yeah, the 12 points of damage does take him down. Ugh. Yep, sure can. No, 28's fine, yep. Throw damage for the second one, so 9 piercing. Ah, okay, so 11 points of damage. Got it. Okay. No, that's a cool turn. Go now. Picking one of them out. Okay, this knight is dead. He's not going to get a turn. This one is going to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, yes, that's a good point. Ooh, you took how many hits? 2 hits? And I don't think there were 34 points of damage in one hit. So yeah, you maintain concentration, I think. That is nice. Okay, so we'll get him to, so his constitution was 10, so he fails. So he gets 2 points of damage and 2 points of exhaustion and 22. But he can still use his bonus action to bamf. He's going to bamf right next to you, Said. And is going to swing. So the second level of exhaustion is half movement speed, I believe. Yes, it is. So it's not going to affect this. First one rolls a 26. 9 slashing, 6 psychic, so 15. Make a constitution saving throw, DC 10. Okay, you're good. Second swipe comes, rolls a 24. And that's 16 slashing and 10. So I believe you go down. This goes as well. That's its turn. Side, make me a death saving throw. Okay, so far so good. Mindflayer, so many fun things to do with it. Never mind. Is well, interesting that the stuff on Kane is still happening. But this guy, is going to. Let's see if we can get that far. Oops. Not clicking the right buttons. So from there, not quite there. Okay, so this one, down by Kane, I believe. It's going to bamf right next to Joseph. Can't quite get to Ballon, unfortunately. So bamf's there, swings once, boosh, 16. And a natural 1. So boosh, boosh. Both miss. Kane, Ballon. Ballon is your mortal enemy. Nope. Nope. I yeah. I think your only option is to dash kind of over here. Oh! Oh, but he can throw it! Ha! No, well, it misses anyway. He rolls a 16. I assume you're throwing at Kane, right? That was a thrown one? Oh, misses again. It's all the way up here. You can't take, you'd have to dash to get next to him. So, but you could. Okay. So you fired the thrust one and it misses. So that's fine. Okay. Yes, that was a good move, Balin. Snapper. Okay. Steady shot with advantage. That hits. So get your sneak attack. So 25 damage. Ouch. Okay, still up. Still looking healthy. Okay. The snapper. Joseph. Something affected Kane's mind. Ooh. So let's have a look. Choose level 4. Okay, so it's at level 4. Okay, so make roll a what's Joseph's spellcasting modifier? I know you're like, do you cast with intelligence or dexterity or? Yep. Yeah, well, let's have a look. Your yeah, it's intelligence. So just click on your intelligence on your sheet there, right above where it says 4. You'll see intelligence is highlighted in red when you hover over it. Let's click on that. 11. Yeah, you needed an 18. No, you can't. It can only be a cantrip. Yeah. Okay. All right. This knight. Let's clean this up a bit. Let's get rid of these guys. This one here is going to bamf over here. Gonna swing twice at Joseph. First one. Actually, this is something cool. Nope. Gonna swing his silver greatsword. Whoosh. 14, which I assume misses. Swings again. Whoosh. Rolls a 26 for 12 slashing and 7 psychic. So a total of 19 damage. Okay. So, okay. Yep. Okay, hits a duplicate. So that's its turn. Swung once. So twice. Duplicate hit. Okay, so no damage. Qrosk. All right. 16 misses. 18 hits. Okay, still up. Okay, Bellin. Kane is making a beeline for you. Yep. Mm-hmm. Miss. Hit. Oof. Okay. Okay, still up. Ooh. Or, or okay. And don't forget you get to use that a number of times equal to your spellcasting modifier. Yep. Okay, and so Alan, so you can do that 3 times. Use the healing spirit. Okay. This gets Yankee Knight. The intangible spirit. Okay. It's going to try and break your concentration on it. Once. 25 for 23 points of damage. It is. And you need to make me a Constitution saving throw, DC 23, 12? DC 12 to maintain the healing spirit. Boop. Oh. Oh, lucky. It is nice. It is going to swing it to you again, though. It does have one more attack. Oh, it was an 11. Or it was an 11. Yeah. What was that on the dice? It's a natural 2 on the dice. Okay, well, lucky. Lucky. Okay, so Syed. So what does he get? He gets a D6. Ah. So you roll it, Bellin, because it's usually the caster that rolls it. So you're on 4 hit points, Syed. You're on the ground, you're prone, you're survived by some weird Fey-type creature that is healing you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Boom! That does work. Yep. Yeah. Could you have gone there 5, 10, 15? Yeah, you could have just gotten to Bellin, I think, on this turn. Oh. Syed. Clutch. Clutch. Well done. Because the other thing is, Joseph Kane would have shown Balin no mercy. Here's the thing. The last attack thing he was given by the Mindflayer was to attack Balin, and he was going to attack Balin until he was paced onto the ground. The other way you could have dispelled it, by the way, is you had done damage to Kane, in which case he would make another wisdom saving throw. But no one was damaging him, so he was going to do it. And since the last command he was given was to take Balin, he was going to do it, and it could have resulted in Balin's literal death, because he wasn't going to stop. No, because invisibility would have given him disadvantage on the rolls. This is something that Jeremy Crawford says. You know where they are from, like, dust and stuff, but still very hard to hit. But, blow clap for Syed. Well done. But that's enough. Okay, the Githyanki Knight. It didn't know that Kane has turned. That would be too much. So it's not going to take Kane, but it's going to take Joseph for the 14.
I don't know who's playing in this.
Second attack, 22. Okay, so the spell does fade, but he does have another attack. Oh, no, he missed on his first one. Yeah, he missed on his second. So that's his turn. Kane, you are back in the game. Okay. Ooh. 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 Let's see what happens. Okay, you swing so hard, so excited, get your mojo back, and you swing, misses the Githyanking, your sword gets lodged into the stone. Make me a strength check to see if you can pull it out. Just a straight strength roll. Ah, you yank it out, no problem. Swing again. That one hits. 10 points of damage. Nice. Another 2. Yep. All right. Never. Okay. That hits. Oh, you do get the snake, so what's that? 23. Okay, he takes it. Ugh! Still up. Joseph. Nope. Okay. Okay. Nope. That's a miss. Whew. Yeah, that hits. See how bad it is. So, had exactly 20 hit points left. So well done. Ugh. Down it goes for the crit. All right. So this guy is dead. So we'll remove him from the initiative order. Qrosk. 2 of them left. Okay. Let's see. That hits. And with that first crushing fist, you turn this guy into a pulp. He had 5 hit points left. Well, it's like, I'm not saying you could go there if you wanted to. He does have a 10-foot reach. That's true. You could reach over top of Joseph, but your character. Ah, okay. There? Yeah, sure. So right there? Yep. Swing away. Oh, you've got your mojo back now. 24 points of damage. Nice. Balin. One guy left. Okay. Now you will. Okay. So advantage. 25 does hit. Yep, so, yep. That's your advantage roll. No critical, but that does hit. So 20 points of damage. Got it. Which is not at advantage. But that one misses. Okay, this Gith Yankee realizing his days are probably over. He's at least going to try and take one of you out with him. Against Joseph. 16? Ah. Second one. Oops. Second one. A 21. Oh, man. Come on, man. Come on. That was going to be 27 points of damage, which would have taken you down. Okay. I'll lean back in my chair now. I'm not so tense anymore. Who's going to get to it first? Oh, actually, no. That one's dead. That one. Oh, I did it on the wrong turn order. Okay, never mind. It missed anyway, so we're good. Syed. Okay. damage. Duck, 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 duck. Not enough to take it down. And it's not in fact his turn, but it is in fact Keen's turn. Uh-huh. Oh, again? Really? Okay. So you swing wildly and you overextend yourself, and this creature is going to get advantage to hit you on its next turn. So that's a pretty good natural one. Probably won't get it to its next turn. That hits. 7 damage, 13 damage. Still up. Snapper. Uh-huh. Okay. How do you want to do it? You'll roll damage because it's always fun. Roll damage. 24, 26, 28, 37, I think. I had 5 left. Okay. So with Qrosk giving up literal godhood, maybe. The battle, it seems, is won. Yeah, with a hit from the silver sword, it does 5d6 plus 6, all things considered. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets that king? Nice. Yeah, it's not something you can do in combat. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, the Mindflayer does have two greater healing potions. Two greater healing potions, which are 4d4 plus 4. He did drink one of them, didn't get a chance to drink another. That's what we find on the Mindflayer. Here, this is something we'll take a bit more investigation. This is all like alchemy supplies. Nothing appears terribly magical. Is Syed going to cast Detect Magic? Yeah, the swords are not magical. Obviously, the healing potions are. These electrodes are also not magical, but this and this are doing the transmutation school of magic. These two things. And there is a store with this weird creature in this one. Well, there appears to be some type of further detailed musings, instructions on this piece of paper. Well, it's going to be more of an arcana check than an investigation to unravel it. So 16. 17. So this concoction does two things. This is what would have happened is Qrosk's essence, as it were, the magical spark, whatever that is, would have been sucked out of Qrosk, be put into this vessel, and then kind of the two vessels kind of combined, and a greater Mindflayer something would have popped out. Some very superior being. It doesn't mention about the curses, though. It's very much how this ritual was going to happen. Sorry, where did Snapper go? Yeah, just more musings about how to bring the spark out of Qrosk. And like you look at some of these tombs, and they go back hundreds of years about them how to get on top of things. They're looking for this spark, as they call it, and turns out they're looking in all the wrong places, and they finally worked out it was lizard folk and they found how to draw them out by applying this curse, but nothing about curses. Okay. Nope. The red lines coming out of you and the green lines entering you are not there anymore. And if you do remember, the green lights were originating from Qrosk's village. Okay, this stuff is very much curse based. It talks about how they plan to get Qrosk out, and the curse, and they've done it in such a way that normal lizard folks would fall under curse and look like they're diseased, but other ones would not, which is pretty much how they drew him out. You do note that it was all tied up to the Mr. Mindflayer up here. And from what you can deduce, now that the Mindflayer is dead, you get the suspicion that the curse has been broken. Of course, this can be confirmed by a simple trip to Qrosk's village. Yes, yes. I mean, you could take this whole tomb with you. It's got lots of information about here about doing all sorts of interesting things. You can take the whole book and look at it later if you like. Okay. Throughout the writings, it just says the spark. It doesn't say anything else about it. So it's not entirely clear what they saw in Qrosk, but there's definitely something in Qrosk. And there was one that you ran in. I know some of you went here right for the start, but right in, when you're going into the Zenterium hideout, I think, there was a Mindflayer that you saw that fled as well. Like this vessel here. Okay, so pretty much systematically going around and destroying this place. When you do hear this body slithers out onto the floor and kind of gasps as if it can't breathe, then passes away. And you go around and just smash it up, and it's pretty well smashed now. Oh, you can, but I'll give you an insight check, but at disadvantage, because A, it's a long time ago, and it'd be a bit of racist. They all kind of look the same. Hey. You don't think it's the one underground that you met around the hobgoblins' lairs. Does bear a striking resemblance to the one you saw earlier on in the Zentarium hideout from memory. Yeah, it was a while back, yeah. Yeah, anything that was dispelled though gets it only lasted a turn from that eyeball thing. It was just a turn. Probably should have mentioned that. Anything of interest has been found already. Okay, just before you get out of there, I think you did all very well to negotiate this entire dungeon. So we'll take an inspiration point. So you all have inspiration. Qrosk, you'd almost get doubled, but you only have one, so just have one. Um, 4. Okay, with that, I'm just going to tuck my kids in. So we'll take a short break, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So, welcome back. Are you still with us, Jeff? Yep, no problem. Hey, yeah, no one wants to see that. All right, so what do you guys want to do? So, welcome back. Are you still with us, Jeff? Yeah, these two things were doing transmutation magic, but now they are not. And the silver swords were confirmed as non-magical. Okay, so you wind your way back through the vaults, through the puzzles, using the gems in the appropriate places, and I don't know just how far you had to dig to get there. But eventually you make your way back up to Waterdeep proper, and 50 gold pieces each. And you make your way back to the good old Troll Skull Alley. Next, why don't we take you across to the yeah, it's a bit more obvious. Right, back in the Troll Skull Manor, you see the familiar faces of Regil and Sally. Lift takes your coat off and lays them down. The two mastiffs give you a suitable dog-like greeting. And Ned, Sam, and Havelock are not there at the moment. Probably either up to no good or up to spreading the good word about it. And when you come back, the bar is busier than usual. It seems that the Infernal IPA is a hit. It's early evening. One thing I one thing I thought One thing I thought was great when I described the apocalypse type thing to Qrosk, one of the things he said was terrible was well done meat. Like the worst of all sins. A well done steak. Okay. Sounds fun. Well, when are you going to go, Qrosk? Are you going now? Are you going to wait till the morning? What you going to do? Okay. So you head back over to the what we would call slum type conditions up here in the field ward to where your people hang out. And while they are not completely recovered, you do see some evidence of healing amongst your people. It seems that the curse is taking the toll, but it appears, from what you can say, the curse the the curse has been lifted, and people are at least now trending in the right direction. So whatever you did, was it the Mindflayer, was it those weird electrical things, whatever it was, the curse appears to have been broken. Okay, some of them try to eat it. You tell them not to. And they're confused about the whole currency thing as you are, but at least some of them say they're going to try it. Some of it, you suspect they're just going to throw it aside, not thinking, this is not as useful as a fresh meal. But some of them life will be a bit easier. I'll let you decide how many are in your tribe there, and that's how many gold pieces you can delete. Okay. Yep. So things are definitely better in Qrosk's little tribe here. So well done, Qrosk. Okay. Okay, if you would like to, you can all have a long rest. I think you deserve it. So feel free to take a long rest as you sleep in the good old Troll Skull Alley. Okay. Ooh. Okay, for arrows, I usually have up to 3 quivers worth. And for arrows, so you can get 60 arrows for 3 gold pieces. It's 1 gold piece per 20 arrows, so yep. Sure, let's see how good your performance is. Ooh, pretty good. Okay. Let's take a note of that. When there come times to roll for money on your little inn again. Okay. Sure. How much would you like to send? Okay. So how are you just going to send out people with the money, or are you going to go visit them, or what are you going to do? Okay, well, needless to say, they're always happy to see Dad. You don't see your estranged wife. Is it estranged or ex-wife? Ex-wife. You don't see her around, but they're very happy to see you. Everybody's still a bit glum with, the whole fireball incident. But they're hanging in there. Anything else anybody would like to do? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. One way to find out. Do you put your gold in the bag of holding? Okay. Yeah. And there is an attic here, and it goes technically 4 levels high. In fact, I think I'll just show you the map. I think I got the dynamic lighting on. There we go. I'll just take it off so you can see the entire place. So this is the bar, right? You go upstairs and there's this area, and you go upstairs again and there's this area, and there's this little space here right at the top, and there's an attic down at the bottom. Sure. What? Or where would you cast Arcane Lock? It's a tower. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you can absolutely get some plate mail. It's 1500, as you probably know. Take that off and you have plate mail, and you can up your armor class. Just what's a platinum without plate mail? Yeah, absolutely. So what were you wearing before? Splint? Yeah, so one more. Sure, you can get 100 gold pieces for your splint. Yeah, just ask Bellin. Yeah. There wasn't a lot of save. Oh, yeah. You failed your own save, which went, well. Hmm. It's a good question. Let's see the exact wording on it. Of protection. For you or a friendly creature. I don't think Kane would have considered them friendly at that point. So, no. Okay, so you get your long rest in. If you want, you can do an investigation check, Snapper, to see if you can come up with a suitable save. Keep in mind that if all goes well, you guys are going to be getting 500,000 gold pieces, which is good, but it's also a curse. You will have lots of money. Lots of people will want that lots of money. So keep that in mind. Yep. just to see if you can find some plans. Just around town. Sure. You do find suitable plans for a safe, and rather fortunately it would work into this room here quite nicely as well. It will take you some time to get the materials together and some time to put it all together. So the question is, what do you guys want to do next? You could take a few days off if you like to do these type of downtime activities, or you could find out what's happened to a Volo, or for that matter, what happened to Mr. Never Ember, who's, I forget his name, who's off trying to find the necklace of mazes for you. Yep. Okay. So, sure. Did you just look it up in the player's handbook? Oh, that is expensive. My goodness. Qrosk. Qrosk, what would you pay for a spyglass? It's 1,000. Okay, but yeah, absolutely, you can buy a spyglass. Okay, I don't think Syed's taken his long rest yet. Do you want to get your long rest in before we head out? Well, your hit points are still 25 though, so not that much. Okay, so you head back onto the streets of Waterdeep. You head. It's not hard to learn that he is in. Oh, where's my notes? Yes, he is in a place called the House of Healing in the North Ward, which is where Qrosk's folks are. It's not actually displayed on the map. Well, let's say it's just off the North Ward. There we go. So it's right about there. Okay, so you all head over there, eager to find out what's happened to Volo, and some kind-hearted people, some nurses, some doctors, some religious types that lead you up into the House of Healing. It's a fairly dilapidated medical facility, like lots of dirt and grime around there. You see people trying to clean it, but it's kind of just reshuffling the dirt on the floor. Some very nice clerical type people here. And they take you to a room, and inside you see your old buddy Volo. He is covered up in bandages. You can see it like he's obviously been beaten up, judging by the bruises and stuff on his face. But he's just lying on the bed. He's covered in bandages. The bleeding in places seems to be minimal at best. But he's not responsive at all. Doesn't acknowledge you, doesn't stand up, is just lying there with his eyes closed. Breathing okay. Okay, you feed him one. You kind of have to chew him and almost massage his throat to get it down, and he swallows the good berry. You make a Arcana check if you like. Okay. first. And when you have a look over them and you try and look for telltale signs of residual magic energy and stuff like that, nothing comes up. Nope. It's got his eyes closed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Snapper lets out this horrible shrieking sounds. You hear screams echo up and down the corridor as people grasp their ears. Everybody is affected by it, except one person, Volo. Yes, sir. Yeah. There's a cleric type comes up dressed in long white robes, very nun-like, and she says, "Yes, yes, Volo is not looking well. You are friends of his?" Yeah. If you know any type of great magical abilities that could heal him, because we've tried everything. Physically, his body is mending. That is the good news, but we just can't bring him back for some reason. We found him. Well, we didn't find them ourselves personally, but we found him. We found him on the corner of Diamond and Dalzarine Street. I'll ping that for you on the map. Oh, sorry, just 1 second. I'll put a circle around it. Oops, wrong layer. And I'll just ping you over there, right there. Corner of Diamond and Dalzarine Street. So someone found him there, barely clinging on to life, and they rushed him here as quickly as they could. And I mean, everybody likes Volo in this town. He's a well-respected figure. But we found him almost behind a house down there, and I think he's lucky to be alive. I'm sorry. Are you saying you're going to kill Volo so you can bring him back? Well, that is not something we can allow in the House of Healing. So, no, sir, you may not do that. That is outrageous. What are you thinking? Well, I said some higher form of magic. We've tried everything we can. We've tried our healing magics. We did try the spell commonly known as Lesser Restoration. I'm not sure how to RP that. Um, we tried a restoration spell, and that didn't work either. But as I said, it's not so much his physical body that's in problem. It's his mind, I guess. Uh, nope. Nothing. Soul coin. Yeah, the two things you're missing, one of the keys to unlock the vault is a zero edge, the other one is a soul coin, and the other one is a necklace of mazes. So you've got one of the three things required to unlock the vault. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, your vision switches once again, and you see Volo. It's almost like an out-of-body experience. You see yourself looking down on all of these things, and you see yourself casting Restoration on Volo. And nothing changes. Oh, just simple items as backpack, gold, things like that. I mean, there was his the work that he's constantly working on, the Volo's Guide to Waterdeep, which we've kept warm by his bedside. Of course, of course. And you pick it up and read it through. A lot of it reads like a tourist pamphlet for Waterdeep. Um, apart from that, nothing much. I mean, it is his life work to create things like this. But there's nothing about, any foul play. Okay. So you make your way down through the high road, and you get to the corner of that intersection where he was apparently found. It's very much high end side of Waterdeep. You see many mansions around you. It's a very, very nice area of town. Okay. I assume everybody's going to have a look around, so everybody do me some investigation. That's 16 for Snapper. Ah, there we go. So the thing to note about this area is it's, as I said, very high end. And one thing I should point out anyway, on all of these corners, every corner around here, including like at least two around where you are, the corner of every street, you see there's some type of a sentry, like up in a tower, just keeping an eye on things. compared to where you just came from, which pretty much the local military doesn't really care about the field ward at all. But this one is highly surveyed. So you have at least 3 or 4 pairs of eyes on you just being here. And what you do find though, Balin, you do find a piece of paper. It stands out because it's written on really good pieces of paper and it's got a number on it. And the number is that. Nope. Well, there is. It's not just a piece of paper. It's got like it's like gold figurine around it. It's very nice paper and looks, it just stands out for you. Can people make me a history check, please? 15, 19. Okay, Joseph in particular, and Snapper kind of backs you up on this. This is a number for it's like almost like a safety deposit box, the equivalent of what it is here in Waterdeep. And looking at it, you know that somewhere in Castle Waterdeep there is a locked box, and in that locked box there'll be a locked box in there matching up to 4602. And it's yeah, somewhere down here. And yes, and yes, and yes. Uh-huh. You can certainly give it a try. I'll see if I could find that and look it up for you. But yes, yeah, I'll, I'll, I'll find it for you. Okay, here we go. Copy. You head over to Discord. There is the code legal. I do need. Okay, yep, cool. And I just need to point out that Volo is neither a lord, official, or a nobody. He's very much in every person. He's no technocrat. Good friends. Okay. Okay, so your friend, Raynar Neverember, you do find him back in the good old place of the yawning portal. And he's, yeah, hanging out inside of the yawning portal. You see him there, you see 3 strings plucking away in the corner as he usually does, slightly off key as usual. And you see the usual faces and crowds around there. And you approach Raynar. Hello, my good fellows. Pleasure to see you again. Always a pleasure. What can I help you with this fine day? Oh, that's most unfortunate. I pray for him daily, but it seems as if something has gone terribly, terribly wrong with Raynar. Now, I visit him every day, but he's just not there. Something's obviously terribly, terribly wrong. What did he? Well, he didn't mention it specifically, but I'm sure he had one. He had enough money to store valuables, I guess. He was trying to raise money for his book. He was a little short on change, but it wouldn't be surprising me if it's something tucked away in there. Yes, and I found it. Well, that's not entirely quite the truth. I found someone who is willing to part with it. But his asking price was quite high. 10,000 gold pieces. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but you don't strike me as the type of people who'd have 10,000 gold pieces lying around. So if you could come up with 10,000 gold pieces, I could get you the necklace of mazes. Uh, do you have that sort of money? It is, I can confirm it's from the description you gave me. It is in fact the necklace of mazes. This person is, they're quite well up. And yes, they do in fact have the necklace of mazes. Well, that's the slightly tricky problem. I'm not, I don't think you're gonna like this, but it's the Grellhunds. What about the? I don't think that they. I didn't say who is looking for it, so I'm pretty sure that they're not just upping the price because of you, Syed. Um, but it is indeed. They do have it. It's in their villa somewhere. And as I said, if you come up with the money, I think we could make this nice and simple. But 10,000 gold pieces, that is a hefty price to pay. They effectively bribed their way out. I mean, paladins do follow their own specific law code of ethics, so it's not saying they're a goody two-shoes, right? Like Cain's thing might be vengeance is an appropriate and just thing to do. Following that law, well, it's true, right? It's whatever the law. It's not the law of the land. It's the law that they hold close to their heart. So it's not, yeah. Mind you, it kind of strikes everybody's odd. Maybe we can murder them. That's the solution. I think I was giving Cain too much credit there. Yeah, he did literally say, "Let's go murder them all." Man, the code of ethics is still there. Yes, they are nobles. really dark all of a sudden. Er? Qrosk. Pretty much it. Okay. Okay, what is it that you do? You need a key. Based on Joseph's 23 history check, you need a key. Yeah, there was no key. It's possible. All locks are technically pickable. I mean, Snapper has done some fine jobs in the past. Okay. So, head back onto the water deep. I guess you just say to Raynar that just hold on to it for now. We'll get back to you. Okay, then you head over to... lost your little marker. Where? Ah, yeah, down here at the Yawning Portal. Again, you're actually reasonably close to Castle Waterdeep. So you head over there. Castle Waterdeep does lots and lots of different things. One of the things, it does act as a bank as well. You approach the banking section of the tower, and standing flanking either side of the bank are two massive, maybe 15-foot stone golems, and they're just standing there, their knuckles dragging on the ground, and they're just standing there. They're not moving, but you've seen golems before. You know these are seriously bad news to get on the wrong side of them. But there's a big bars like in classic bank fashion, and there's a little dwarf who opens up, and she strokes your long ginger beard and says, "Yes, what is it? How can the bank help you today?" "Yes, we do. It will cost you 100 gold pieces a month, payable 3 months upfront." We pride ourselves on the secret services that we provide here. Discretion, shall we say, is what everybody wants here. So we'll take you to the vault. We'll let you in. You will unlock it with your key and deposit whatever it is that you want. And then we'll leave you alone and you leave. No. Discretion is essential to the bank. And let me just make it clear. If anybody thinks about breaking into other people's vaults, well, you'll be lucky if you escape the stone golems who try to crush you on the way out. Better that than being hung in the public square. So I'm sure you look like very noble people, so I'm sure that won't be a problem, especially if you can come up with those 300 gold pieces. And yes, you may come and view it, of course. It will cost you 300 gold pieces. Sorry, what was that, Art? If you lose a key, that has happened in the past. We generally start our base rates at least 3,000 gold pieces to do it. You need to prove who you are. You need to verify what's in there. It's most unusual. People haven't lost a key for maybe 5-6 years. So, 300 gold pieces. I know, it's a room with all the boxes in it. It's like you go there, there's just shelf after shelf of containers. You go in there, deposit what you like, leave. And of course, we keep very, very careful records of who comes and goes. So if we know that someone comes and they report something is missing, well, woe unto you. Well, well, you, sir, are very sexist. This beard is just like my mother's beard before me. So please do not refer to me as a he, you sexist pig. Well, I need to lay these things out. And I'm sure you'd want anybody else who could potentially have access to your vault to A, know who came at what time, and then B, make it perfectly clear that stealing from someone else's vault is a crime punishable by death. So I apologize if my manner is terse and curt, but I need to make things clear. For 300 gold pieces, there is a size limit. It's about the size of uh, like those cabinet drawers back in the real world of Earth, about that size. We do provide interdimensional safety deposit boxes as well, though, are a lot more expensive than 100 gold pieces. We're looking at 500 gold pieces a month for those, but those would have unlimited storage. Okay, good day to you. Yes, you do. So Volo's house is quite close to you. He keeps fairly close. I'll ping it. This little house on the corner here, just south of the yawning portal. It's a fairly simple abode. The windows are shuttered, the door is closed, and it's the middle of the day. They're all shuttered. Uh, you go around the back, kind of have to circle around some other houses as well. Things are pretty cramped here, and there's no back door that you can see. Yes, there is. Is that in fact what you do? So is that in fact what you do, Rollo? Okay. Oh, yes. So what are you transforming into? Just as like a starling or something like that? Or I think it's a crow. Okay. Uh, you know crows are a bit too big for this. Crows are a decent sized bird. I guess sparrow would be perfect. Okay, so I assume you go down to an. I got some bad news for you, Rollo. Okay, so you transfer. Okay, so Qrosk turns into like a starling or something, and there is a big maze of chimneys up here, but you trace it through to Qrosk's one, and you go down it. It's a bit sooty. If you weren't a blackbird going in, you're definitely a blackbird coming out. But you pop out from the fireplace, and you immediately look around. This place is a mess. There's bits, not like it's been ransacked, but someone who's very disorganized. There's stacks of paper everywhere. Some of them have fallen over. Some of them have food perched on them. It's just a mess. But I assume you go to the front door. Hmm. Mm. Okay, just because it's fun. Joseph, make a deception check for me with advantage since everybody is helping out. Mm-hmm. Plus 6, 16. Okay, that's good enough. People don't really care that much. But you go in, you're inside of Volo's very messy house. Assume you close the door behind you. Yeah, you can just imagine Volo being on that show Hoarders, right? It's that type of messy. Uh, the answer to that is both the office and the bedroom kind of blend into one. Just papers everywhere. Yeah, okay, everybody make me an investigation check. Fair. Oh, there we go. Did we get a snapper roll? I don't think we did. Sure. There we go. So 26 for snapper and Joseph. It takes you the best part of 3 or 4 hours. You go through piles and piles of stuff. I say it's literally looking through like a hoarder's place. Most of it's paper. There's lots of books about histories and like the history of the trades war, the history of Castle Waterdeep, and just stacks and stacks of stuff. But eventually you do find a small gold key. It is featureless other than that. It's quite an intricate key. It's 300 gold pieces she was asking for. It's 100 gold piece. No, it's 100 a month for 3 months, so 300 up front. If you want the flash interdimensional safety deposit box here, 500 gold a month. So she's asking for 300 up front. Okay. Just put all sorts of weird shit in there. Okay, so you head back over to the bank vault, passing these rather lone stone golems again, and the same dwarf is there. And she sees you all approach and says, "Ah, you're back. Welcome back, sir, sir, sir." Points at Bellin. "Ma'am, sir, come on in." Okay. So you're requiring that safety deposit box? So 300 gold pieces? Yeah, we haven't got to there yet, but we'll keep that in mind as we progress. So 300 gold pieces. Now you will all have access to this box. Is that correct? Okay, come with me. And she leads you to a slight back office in a room. She's first of all, lizard man, go stand up against that wall just for a second, just for some ID purposes. Okay, and she comes in and there's this little flash of light, boom. Then you hear some frantic scratching inside this red box, and this little imp appears from the box and hands this thing to the lady, and she shows it up to you. Is this a good likeness, Qrosk? And it's pretty much a photo of Qrosk. I imagine Qrosk is just staring blankly into space, like not quite know what's going on. And she repeats this process for Balin and everybody else, and the imp once again scribbles these things through, and it's a good likeness of all of you. And she says, and all the pictures are numbered, and she writes down the number. It's like a 12-digit number next to it. And what's your name? She says, pointing at Kane. Kane Dawnbringer. And you, sir, Joseph? Okay. And you, Lizard Man? And what about you? I don't mean to sound a bit racist, but Birdman. What the Kinku? What's your name? Snapper? Looks at Balin. And you, good sir. Okay, so just to be clear, when anybody you need to will check this when you enter the vault to make sure you say who you say you are. I must warn you, or I'll tell you for your own security, that dispel magic will happen. So any disguises, any magical disguises you have will be dispelled, just to ensure that you are you. With that, and she hands you a gold key, and she says, "Do not lose this. A very expensive process to get this back, and of size and shape it's very similar to the one you found in Volo's house." So she leads you sort of underground. It's an underground vault, and once again, right outside the bit where you assume the lock boxes are, there's another two massive stone golems who you probably don't want to mess with. And she places her hand on the door, kind of like a handprint, and the door swings open, and you see just rows and rows, like hundreds of them, maybe even thousands of them, going deep into that. So I will close this door. You will have your privacy, and just knock on the door, and it will open up again. And with that, this massive metal door clunks down behind. There's a whole lot of, you assume, magically lit torches that you can see your way around, and you're alone in the vault of Castle Waterdeep, where the lockboxes are. So what do you uh, that I'm just making up a number, but there it is, 134023. Just try it on each of the thousands of lockboxes. No, 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 no. So where do you go? Do you go to Volo's box? Yeah, if you want to, absolutely. Okay, let's do this now. What questions do you have of her? So, Well, but the spell magic took a lot of effort. Every year, we had magic users come in here and cast the spell magic over and over and over and over and over again. So now it is a permanent dispel magic, particularly targeting those who would magically disguise themselves. Sure. Okay, good. So you takes you like a good 20 minutes to locate Volo's box, but there it is, 24602. Appears to be a standard lockbox. You suspect it's not one of these magically ones with a magic dimension in them. Locks in, slides out. But what's in the box, man? What's in the box? Be clue, it's not someone's head. Let me just get my notes. So, there's a whole bunch of notes here. I'll give you the bullet points. The soul, I'll put this in chat as well. The soul coin is below the Castellanta Villa. Now, it's a fairly famous villa. I can show it to you on the map. It's actually... I've lost it. Here. No. Yes, here it is. To map player. You guys on this map? You are. So it is. Sorry, 1 second. It is right here. So that's the first bit of note you go through there, and he also noticed that he's worked out that the Castellantas are planning something big, and for some reason 100 people need to die. And there's a note there, it's not 101 people, it's not 99 people, it is very specifically 100 people, and it's due to happen 10 days after Founders Day. Remember there was a Founders Day a while ago, which is 4 days from now. So 4 days from now, they're planning something big and exactly 100 people needs to die. He's also heard of rumors that someone called Osvaldo. Now, I'll assume this is common knowledge, but the Castellantas lost a son called Osvaldo, and they got a lot of sympathy and help in the community that their son died. But Volo has suspected that Osvaldo is not dead. There's something mysterious happening there. And the final piece he realizes, and he says he's very nervous about even writing this down, but some type of cult meets underneath the villa, and it's due to happen 2 days from now. And that's what you glean from there. Some type of cult. I'll put all the notes that I typed out in chat, in case you missed anything. What you learn. Now, while some of you might know more about the Castellantas, let me just finding my page here. Where is it? No. Okay. Make me a history check. You can make this as well, Said, as the subject of the Castellantas I'm sure will come up. So everybody make me a history check to see if anybody can click on to what's happening. Okay, Joseph's got it at least, Said's got it at least, Kane's got it at least. Okay, here's what you've known about the Castellantas having been in the town. So the Castellanters fell on hard times a few years back. I'll copy this into the chat, so you don't necessarily need to write it, but you can write. The Castellanters fell onto hard times a few years back, but they have since reversed their fortunes and restored their lucrative banking and money lending businesses. So on bad times, but they've turned it around. Victoro and Amalia, who are the lord and lady of the place, eldest son disappeared 3 years ago when the family was on the verge of bankruptcy. They have 2 surviving children, young twins named Terenzio and Alzarina. Okay? Lord Victor Castellanter is the only living heir of the late Caledon Castellanter, a former mask lord and hero of the North. Over the years, the Castellanters have found a number of philanthropic societies and made generous donations to temples dedicated to good aligned deities. They are known to worship Semaphore, a demigod whose ethos is nobility, right, and the responsibility to rule. Actually, I'll put that in Discord. It looks a bit nicer in Discord. There we go. Which name? I mean, it does ring a bell, and it rings a bell so much that you know all of that information about Castellanters, or you're talking about art. Yes, you are correct. The Castellanters did have a mausoleum inside the City of the Dead, which is where you had that mausoleum encounter. It was in the Castellanter crypt. Yep, the Stone of Golor. Yep, which allowed you to locate where the crypt is. Then you realized you needed the keys. Yeah, just a bunch of notes, and that's the information that you've keen. Like, Volo was so worried that people would know that he knew this, that he was prepared to pay 100 gold pieces a month to keep this information secret. But somehow, something went wrong for Volo. I'll put the other notes I had in Discord as well. This is Volo's notes. That's what you know as history, and here are the actual notes that I typed in before. Yes and no. His father was what they called an open lord of Waterdeep. I mean, there's usually hidden ones. He was an open one. For some reason, he fled to Neverwinter up north. And Raynar has kind of been, looked down upon because now his powerful father isn't around here. So kind of. gotta say, one thing I especially like about you guys trying to get the soul coin, which you now know is under the villa, is there are many, many, many solutions to do this. And I'm excited to see which one you guys choose. It's an interesting puzzle. Yeah, you've been in the sewers before even. Hmm. Okay, so you head over to the rather grimly named City of the Dead. I've lost your token here, yes. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. You head over to the, where is it? The City of the Dead. I don't have the map handy because that's on the other. This is set up mostly for Mage, and I've imported some things in, but I didn't import that in. But you go to the crypt of the Castellanters, and it's got a big gate on it. It's closed. Yeah. Sure. Sort of mid-afternoon, not quite dark yet. Yep. Yep, there's a big old gate on the front of it. Yeah, there's people around having picnics. As I said, it's a weird name for such a pleasant place. People come here, the kids play here, people have picnics. Very social area, so there's lots of people milling around. Okay, so what are you guys doing? Raynar? Sure. So you head back to the Yawning Portal. It's pretty much how you left it, the same type of drunkards. Three Strings continues to pluck around. And you found Raynar pretty much where you left him. Back so soon? Sure, what are you doing? Shush! Let's assume that you're right and they're the cult of the Catalanters, one of the most powerful families in all of town, and you think it's wise to come into the yawning portal and start gossiping about nobles? Are you mad? Look, come with me and, for goodness sake, keep your wits about you. And Raina leaves. I assume you guys follow. He says, just follow me. Honestly, I thought you guys were sensible. And he takes you to a place not that far from the Castellanta Villa. A house around here somewhere, just right about here. He says, come in. So what in blazes name are you talking about? Go to the Castellantas? What are you on about, man? Well, if it's... Well, of course. So you said there's a cult of the Castellantas? How so? Well, all I can tell you is when Osvaldo died, there was a burial for him, but they insisted on a closed casket for some reason. But Osvaldo was buried, and from that point on, a lot of sympathy, I think, came the Castellanta's way. Things turned for them. It almost seems as if the best thing that ever happened to them was their son dying. And a lot of people have said maybe they had some type of deal with some otherworldly entity, but those rumors were quickly quashed because, you know, that's something incredibly dark. But that was the rumor that was flying around at the time that Osvaldo died. Was maybe they did some type of deal, because their fortunes did literally turn around. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. Rumors were that given another day or two, they're going to be begging in the field ward. But things did turn around. It was most mysterious. I'm not sure if this is related to the cult or not, but that's the strangest thing I know about the Castellantas. When Osvaldo died, almost the next day, things got better for them. As far as a cult goes, I have no idea. Founders Day. Oh, the Castellantas do hold a big feast in their villa. You mean 4 days from Founders Day, by the way, which is 4 days from now. Just the way timing thing works out. Yeah. So 4 days from now, which is, after the Founders Feast, they usually have a huge celebration inside of the villa. We're talking hundreds of people. Money. You could. I mean, the Castellantas, it is a money-making thing for them, a bit of a fundraiser. People come there. It's the most magnificent feast you could imagine, but it's not cheap to get in. You'd have to talk to the right people as well. I mean, we're talking at least 100 gold pieces per person. Mm-hmm. No, it would not. Literally just a black cloak. Make a religion check. Anybody who wishes to. Qrosk doesn't. Joseph doesn't. Kane, yeah. Snapper scratches his head. Oh, interesting. Syed and... yeah. I'm going to ask Art. What type of creatures are famous for making deals? Otherworldly entities. Devils. Furthermore, with a natural 20 from Snapper, you know that yeah, people make deals with devils for great riches. Some trade away their soul for all sorts of things. Like beer, for example. It's been heard that some people have traded their soul for beer. So a lot of deals are done with devils of the 9 planes of hell. Do you know if somebody did such a deal, it would cost somebody their soul, and but good fortune would come their way. It's like very much a short-term solution. What's that? It works, yeah, it works, but it costs you your soul. Seat at the table. Well, if you want to buy it, I mean, I suggest you just go to Castellanta Villa. I mean, you can talk to the butler there. I'm sure he could arrange you a ticket. I mean, you could just go in, knock on the door. I mean, quite frankly, don't go in how you're looking now. You'll need to gussy yourself up a bit. But yeah, you could just buy a ticket. Yeah, of course. Yes, if you go there, ask for Willifort Crowell. Willifort Crowell, he is the chief butler there, the head of the serving team as such. Assuming you dress the part, it shouldn't be too hard to at least get an audience with Willifort Crowell. If you're looking to buy a ticket, that would be your best bet. Okay. Well, I think we'll end it there, and we'll pick this up next week. And as I said, lots of options. Go in there, buy tickets. You could infiltrate the cult. You could come in with all guns blazing. We've talked about the code legal. That would be bad. And you learned a little bit about the history of the Castellantas. Some rumors swirling around about how their fortune changed. But I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. And keep in mind that the campaign we all started on, well, most of us started on, was Dragon Heist. This is where the heist part comes in. So, I wish you luck next week. Hopefully, things could go wrong. I mean, killing a noble, it might come. I don't know. As I said, I'm excited to see what happens. You have lots of options before you. But thank you, gentlemen. Uh, we'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye bye. Bye.